hiring room. And it's a whole sheet all by
That's
itself.
great. So when you print the corporate profile measurement form, this one, the second page that prints out is going to have sizing suggestions for heights and weights, well, heights really, and chest size, depending on what the chest size is. So that's going to help you a lot, like Donna said, and it is really helpful. And if for some reason your measurements do come in outside of that range, measure twice. If you miss it when you're with the client, go back, and when you put in the order, a little red thing will pop up when you put it in saying the client, this height usually falls within this range, and all you have to do is just kind of go on the low end or high end. I mean, I do adjust it if I haven't double checked that measurement to what J. Hilburn recommends. It does cut down on remakes a lot. Yeah, Donna's correct, absolutely. Okay, so now I'm going to need a microphone holder, because we're going to do fabrics. Back to this. Do you want a seat, Stephanie?
Get a chair.
And also, before you hold mine, just grab a chair. One thing, oh, I can't remember this thing. I lost it. There we go. Yeah, no, something else. I'll come in a minute. It wasn't on my notes. All right. Okay. Oops. So by now, all my stuff would have been out. I would have unpacked my fabrics, my books, everything the way that I wanted to do it. And we're going to start with fabrics that the new stylists have only, the tools that you guys have, because most new stylists don't come in with all the fall fabrics and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to do it just as if we have a core fabrics only. Okay, cool. Yeah. Get rid of this guy, nobody sees it. All right, are we ready? So, okay, what we've talked about so far is that you need something for professional. Let's talk a little bit about the corporate culture of where you're working. What type of job are you in? If I haven't already found this out, I find it out now.
Management.
Management. And what kind of industry?
Oil and gas.
There you go, good. Good answer. And so day to day, what's the corporate culture of your office like? Is it casual? Is it kind of a crossover? Do people wear suits every day? What kind of look is everybody?
It's kind of a crossover.
Okay.
Start the day with a tie, and they lose it by the end of the day.
Okay.
Fridays are casual.
Got it? Okay, perfect. So when you're talking professional, you're not talking buttoned up suit, white shirt, blue, the whole thing. You're talking something that might be, you know, an upscale sport coat, nice pants to match, and some shirts that might go with that.
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Because everybody's professional wardrobe is different. So when you meet with the client, make sure you decide what that's going to be before you start going to the fabrics. Saves a ton of time. You're not going to pull them, you know, the buttoned-up suiting fabrics. You're going to go a little bit more casual. The other thing that I'm going to do with you now, I'm going to flick through the lookbook really quick. And I'm going to say, is there anything in here that kind of catches your eye? And then we'll move on from there. So one of my lookbooks, the new fall, is not in here for some reason. Oh, here it is. Oh, there. No, that's the old fall. No, this one. Okay. Oh, no, same one. Hi, Timothy's. Okay. I want you to have a poke through there. I know we looked a minute ago while I was unpacking. Is there any kind of style in here that really jumps at you? I know it's a little bit more casual because it's seasonal, but it seems to fall in line with your corporate culture. Now, if it's a suit, if they need a suit and tie every day, I pull out the Essentials book. So depending on what they're needing, I'll pull out a different lookbook. And I have all my lookbooks. I have the fall, I have the spring, I have them all. And I have them from last year too, because the styling is different.
I can tell you from a guy's perspective, how can you make me look like that guy? That's what they're thinking.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, absolutely. My answer is absolutely. Yeah, sure. No, it'll look great. So what is it that you need? Maybe something like this kind of a sport coat with a nice...
Yeah, it'll look nice.
Okay.
I don't know about a sweater, but...
Well, we can talk, yeah.
Okay.
Let's edit. So whatever you think works and whatever you think doesn't is fine, because with J. Hilburn, what we can do is we can customize every look to what it is that you're comfortable in. So what I'm trying to find out is what you like and what you're comfortable in and match it with your corporate culture. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So let's carry on. And so nothing in here is really saying this is you, except for that maybe that one plaid, right? One like this?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's start with the shirting. Do you like solids? Do you like stripes? Do you like checks? Do you have any preference at
I'm a
all?
pretty plain guy, white, blue, solid shirts, don't have a whole lot of stripes.
Okay, then I have a question for you. Do you
Sure.
have any color aversions? Any you don't like?
No,
No? Okay, well, great. Okay, so let's carry
I
on.
reserve the right to veto.
Right, right. So you're looking for something that you can kind of cross over into day to night. So why don't we look at a check for you? I think that would be really nice. So why don't we look at something like, you know, with your skin tone, let me see. I like something a little darker. Why don't we look at this? What do you think of this fabric? Something like this to start, because like I said, we can only do one. Now the other thing I've stopped doing, I've stopped picking out 10 shirts in the first appointment. I used to do that when I started with clients. I would sit there and go, okay, this is your first shirt. What do you want for your second, third, and fourth? And we do the whole thing. And then when I deliver and we do the shirt delivery, by the time I got there, they had looked through their closet. They had talked to their wife. They had changed their mind on everything. So that time that we spent was completely useless. I mean, it happens if there's one that knows you're never going to see him again and he's only going to see you for that time, and once the fit's done, he's just going to reorder. But it's very rare. Most of the time, they change. You do? Okay. It's okay. So it works for you?
Almost every time.
Wow.
I walk out of my first appointment with my reorder 99% of the time.
Wow.
Okay, repeat what she just said.
Okay, yeah, she said that it does work for her. She walks out of her first appointment with her reorder set 99% of the time. For me, it hasn't. So, you know, give it a go. If it works, it works. And maybe it's the method you're using, so we should probably talk about that. Maybe it's what you're doing, how you're following up, maybe, and maybe I'm doing it differently. Because I'd love for that to work.
Just read the client.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all hold your questions for later, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Write them down.
Yeah. Something like this I think would be good for you to go from a day to night. So just hold your arm up here. So I always lay the fabric on the client's arm. If there's 2 or 3 we're looking at, I put them out. Usually they go, no, I like this one better or this one better. Then you just pull it away. If there's 2 they can't decide on, I tell them to feel them. Guys will pick, they'll go, I like the feel of this one better, then we're done. And just pull it. Don't spend time hemming and hawing with them. Don't go, well, I don't know either. Just go ahead and pull it for them. They want your advice. They want to know what you think. Something like this would be nice. Let me pull another one just to see. Because this one I think you can wear with a sport coat. You could wear it with jeans. You could wear it with whatever it is that you need. Or something a little bit more fun. How about that one instead? What do you think of that?
I like the first.
You like the first one? Okay. Did you want to look at more options, or did you want to just start with that one for your first shirt?
Let's start with this one.
Okay, perfect. That happens to me a lot. I just kind of direct them and go there. They don't want to spend hours with it. Some of them do, but most of them don't. And, you know, like Marnie said, just kind of gauge the client. If he's having fun with the fabrics, let him play. But most of them don't want to. They want your advice, or at least the ones that I've had. Okay, so now what we're going to do, get you to hold, is I'm going to close my fabric book. I get that out of the way. And I know some of you it's the same, but you just move your fabrics out of the way. And then pull out your suiting. Okay. If I can get my book to.
That happens to all of us.
I know. The new books have a different plastic in there. These guys. No, not these, but these are hard. They're nice. Okay, so let's go to the suiting. So this is my core suiting. This is what you guys would have available. So let's look at some sport coat ideas for you that would go with this. So I'm thinking more in the blue palette or gray. What do you think? What do you like? Is there any colors you prefer in a sport coat that would match a lot of things you own, or are you kind
I
of...
could probably use it to do this.
Okay, well here's my suggestion for a sport coat for you. We have a color called Pebble Gray. Pebble Gray goes with everything. If you all don't know this, Pebble Gray is your go-to. It goes with everything. The Pebble Gray pant matches everything in their closet. This is a Pebble Gray suit fabric, but it can be a sport coat because of the nice little check-in. So this is my go-to because they don't have to think about it. So what I tell them is, you know what, this is a Pebble Gray. It's great because it goes with blue, it goes with black, it goes with gray. Look, let's show you. So I'm going to show you because people don't believe me. But it kind of goes with the black too, you know. Well, this sport coat doesn't, but the pants do. We'll get to that in a second. So this would be a nice start because it's gonna match just about everything you own in the closet. The only thing it's not gonna go with because of the blue stripe is probably the blacks and grays. The pants will, and we'll talk about that. So I think that might be a good start. What do you think?
Looks good to me.
Do you wanna see any more fabrics or you wanna just start with that one?
I like these two together.
Okay, well, let's just do that then. Boom, end it. Don't carry on and say, well, I want to show you this and this and this, because we get very excited. Styling is fun, you know? Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the pebble gray pant to go with that, because my thought is pebble gray is one of those colors, and like I said to you before, it goes with everything. So if you get the pebble gray pant for a first pant, and most of my clients do this one for a first pant because it's extremely versatile. You can wear this with just about it, well, with everything in your closet. So if you put it with the black, let me show you. And this is where I usually use the bell shorties. So now, you guys can't see this very well, but I'll kind of hold up what I do. Now I got the shirt out, and now I got the pants out. And I kind of put them in a little system where the pants are below the jacket, and the shirt is sticking out the side. Kind of like if you're wearing it, okay? And if anyone has an iPad, they can certainly come take a picture of what I'm doing and just kind of show it if you want
So
to.
we can do it at the end.
Yeah, whatever.
Here, I'll show you.
Yeah, so here's,
It'd be like,
no, it wouldn't. It would be like, here you go. And
don't put it on the chest.
yeah, don't, I mean, it's up to you, right? It's not that kind of appointment, ladies. I'm feeling oh, nice. Okay, so hold on to that.
It's a good Saturday.
And then what I do is I go, see, watch, and this is when I use the belt shorties. Now I use them all the time, but when you use the pebble gray, it's great because you can show them all. You go, look, the pebble gray, it goes with the black, and I put it down here because the pebble gray the black doesn't go with that blue. It goes with the black. See how the pebble gray works with the black? And he's like, oh yeah, that's cool. It goes to dark brown. He's like, yeah, it does. Light brown. He's like, ooh, that's cool. Pebble gray goes with everything. So it gets you a chance to pull out your belt shorties and use them too. So that's my go-to. Pebble gray, ladies and gentlemen. Pebble gray. Okay. Let's see if I've missed anything there. No. Okay, so let's start your order then. We've got the sport coat and, oh wait, the sport coat, the shirt, and the suit. So we're going to start talking about styling your shirt. And I'm not going to go through everything with the styling until we get to the upsells, okay? Because picking collars and cuffs, that's a learning curve. Most of the clients know what they like in regards to collars and cuffs and that sort of stuff. And if they don't, you can direct them certainly. But that's something that you can do outside of here. What I want to talk about is where you're making extra money on the shirts. So we're going to move right into that part. Thanks, Stephanie. Okay, some of this I learned from Donna's training, and I found it, and at least I found it very, very helpful. It was great. This premium package, I haven't had a shirt without a fins. Great, thank you.
Unless it's a non-iron.
Yes, yes.
She said unless it's a non-iron.
Unless it's a non-iron.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start with your shirt, and we're going to get your shirt and your suit sorted. And we have a bunch of options, so we're going to talk to you a little bit about that. So you haven't had a custom shirt before, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. Well, we're going to do one now, and you get to pick a whole bunch of stuff. So a lot of this is going to be new for you, and I'll help you out, okay? So collar-wise, do you have a preference? Is there anything that you like?
Personally, I've always been a button-down guy.
Button-down guy. Okay, we have a few options in button-downs. We have a modern button-down, which is a little bit of a shorter point than what you're wearing now. It's a little more of a modern look. And at this point, if they want to see it, I'll find one in a lookbook. You can find one in a lookbook. There's tons of shirts in all the different lookbooks. You can find one. So if they want to see it, I try to find one. But most of the guys know anyway sort of what a shorter point means. It's just a little bit more of a modern look. And the other options we have in the button down is your regular classic button down, which is this one. That's probably what you're used to. And then we have one that's hidden. So what happens with the hidden is it's underneath the collar so you don't see it. A lot of my clients love that one because it kind of gives the look of a shirt without the button down, but it never has that issue of trying to find your collar stays in the morning or the flare in the collar.
That does sound.
You want to try one of
I
those?
think I like that.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, and moving forward, we can change your shirts based upon what you like and what you don't like. So, you know, you can try it for one, and if you like it, you can put it on all the rest. This assumes he's going to buy from me again. I always assume they are. We talk about future. That's one thing. I talk about future. Next time we can do this. Next time we can do that. And, you know, obviously I'm trying to get as much information in as I can in a short amount of time, but usually there's a little more back and forth dialogue about those sorts of things, about what's going to happen the next time, and you know, it's pretty key to your next appointment, I think. But Marnie, that idea of writing it all down and having it ready, that's brilliant. Okay, so we've picked your collar. We're gonna go hidden button down. Now we're gonna talk about cuffs a little bit. So we picked your cuffs, so just pick your cuff. Doesn't matter, we're just moving on. Yep. So double button miter, is that what we decided? Excellent. Single button, picky. On the front, do you want a placket or no placket? Have you ever thought about this?
Really never had.
Let me show you. The shirt you're wearing right now, it has a placket. You see that little piece of fabric here? Okay, cool. Most of the shirts that you buy off the rack in the store, a lot of them do. Some of them are modern looking shirts, they don't have them. Let me show you an example, and then I show them an example. I find one, show them, and they're like, oh, I know what that is now, and then they know what they want generally, I find. Sometimes they don't, and just pick one that you think will work. You know, Donna and Lisa taught me that when you have one without a placket, it's a little less structured when the buttons open on the top. So that was a good thing to know. So I do mention that now to the client. I say, you know, that's basically the difference other than the smooth look of the shirt. So I talk about that. Okay, let's move on. We've done all the pleats. We've talked about how there's no more box pleats in your life. I hope there's not. Is there? Yeah. No more. No more.
She enthusiastically shook her head no.
Yes, good. Well done. Box pleats are our enemy, I think. If your clients are used to wearing them, try to move them out of it if you can, for at least the first shirt and see, because it does add extra fabric in the waist.
And the whole point of that is because off the rack has to fit a lot of different bodies,
Right.
shapes, and sizes.
Right.
We're doing a custom shirt, you don't need the
No.
fabric.
You do not. You do not.
Okay, repeat what she said.
The reason that we take that all the off-the-rack shirts have the box pleats or have side pleats in them is because they have to fit different body shapes and body types. Ours are custom, so we don't have to do that. It's just not necessary. There are maybe 2 of my clients who are, you know, who are very stuck on their box pleat, and they're older guys. You know, they're very comfortable with what they have. But very rarely, and I always talk them out of it for their first one anyway. And once they're out, they're out. They don't go back. It's very rare. Actually, I've never had it happen. Okay, so let's talk about some options. So now we've got all your styling done for your collar, cuff, and all that sort of stuff. I've got your back done, your front, your placket. Do you need a pocket on your shirt?
Always had one.
Okay, would you like one or no?
Yes.
Okay, so that's easy. I always ask them if they need one. If they don't need one, I don't put it on there. Okay, so let's talk about a few things now that we can change up on the shirt. And I just flipped the page. I go to the personalization page. And where's our shirting fabric? There we go. This is fine. This one. All right, so we have a couple options on your shirt. It's going to come with the collar embroidery like we talked about. So your monogram is going to be in there. We have a couple of options that are really cool. This one, hang on, I'm going to start that again. That's not what I do. I got no. Okay, collar embroidery. So here we go. They all come with your embroidery in the collar. When you, we have options of a premium package. Okay, here we go. This is where I'm meant to be. Premium package, I'm going to explain to you what this is. And most of my guys put it on their first shirt. And then going forward, we can decide if you want to put it on later. When you buy a shirt off the rack, it's cut straight across the back. I think this one maybe, just let me turn for me. Yeah, it's cut straight across the back. When you buy a shirt that's cut straight across the back, it has no movement in it. It's just 100% cotton, straight. That's the way cotton is cut. However, when you buy a premium shirting package, if you look right here, there's a split back yoke. Do you see that? What that happens then is they cut the fabric on the bias just across that shoulder top. And what that does is it gives you about an inch of movement. Twice, so either side. So it doesn't do a lot for this movement, for moving the fabric, but it certainly does when you lean forward. And a lot of guys lean forward on their desk. I'm bringing your shoulders up to here. You're used to them here. So right now you've got all this movement when you lean forward. Because I'm bringing the shoulders up, I'm going to streamline that shirt for you. I'd like for you to try the premium package and see what you think of it.
Sure.
Okay, cool. With that, you also get the shell buttons as opposed to the resin, so that's kind of nice too. And that's exactly it. Yeah.
The shell instead of the plastic.
Oh, plastic, yeah. I'll say plastic from now on, I say resin. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna do the premium package. And like I said, you can decide moving forward and see how I did that again. I talked about the next appointment already. We're already talking about the next order. Moving forward, we'll decide if you want to continue with that. The other options that we have are contrast stitching. For this shirt, I think it would be kind of neat if you did all the stitching in a navy. What do you think? Think that'd be nice? Because then you could get it on your buttonholes and your X's and all over the shirt. That would be kind of cool. So on your little X's and your buttonholes, it would be navy.
That's all the stitching, right?
Yeah, we do all the stitching.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah,
I think that's
so.
cool. And it's only it's $10. It's not a big deal. I usually throw that into the cost out there. Okay. All right. Contrast fabric. Let's talk about that for a minute. You wanted to wear this social too. We talked about that.
Yes.
So what I'd like to do is maybe for your first shirt, we're going to put some contrast fabric inside your collar, your placket, and maybe inside your cuff. And that way when you go out in the evening, you can unbutton your collar, it looks kind of cool, and you know, roll up your cuff and you have something pretty funky going on, so it's a little bit more snazzy. Yeah,
Just take the jacket and tie off and I'm ready to go.
good to go. So let's talk about that. I forgot to do this, I always do this in the beginning, sorry guys. So I'm just going to pick any random one, and I'm going to show you how I show it to the client, because this should have been done in the beginning. So I'm just going to pick a red. So say we're doing this one with a red, okay? I say, okay, this looks like a nice one, and then I fold it, and I roll it, and I put it on this hand. I go like that. That's what it'll look like when it's rolled up. But when it's not rolled up, you won't see it. What do you think? Isn't that cool? Yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we've got that sorted. That would have been sorted before now. Sorry about that, but I would have done that during the appointment when I picked the fabrics. Okay, so that's the shirt. I think that's all the questions. Let me double check. Always double check. Yeah, no, I think we're good on the shirt. Let's move on to the jacket. Not as many questions on the coat. Let's have a look here. Do you prefer a 2-button or a 3-button or 1-button jacket, or do you have a preference?
I really don't have a preference, but most of my stuff's been off the rack, and I think it's 3-button.
Okay, cool. Are you looking at doing any kind of cool, funky vest with this one? If you are, then you're going to want a 2-button. If you want to get a vest, because sometimes guys like to get a vest with their casual jacket so they can wear the vest with a dress shirt and a pair of jeans all on its own. So just because you're not selling a suit, don't assume they don't want a vest. I have a lot of guys buy the vest with the sport coat and they wear it casually. So it happens a lot. So, you know, are you going to want a vest with this maybe?
I'm not sure. Never worn a vest.
Well, you know, it's up to you if you want to try one, but we do offer them. Price point is about $170, I do believe. I can check on that for you. Let me just see on this particular fabric. I don't talk price very often during the appointment unless I'm asked. Most of the guys, when they have you in there, you've talked price point, you've talked range, they know what they're doing, and they really are not that fussed about it. It's almost never do I get asked for a subtotal before I place the order. You guys, same? Yeah.
Am I going to look attractive in the vest?
You're going to look fantastic in the vest.
I'll do it.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to do the vest too. Okay, vest. F6P. All right, so there we go. We've got the shirt, we've got the vest, we've got the sport coat, and we're going to do a 2-button sport coat now. So we're moving into something new. So we're going to do a 2-button sport coat. Do you have a lapel choice for your sport coat? Do you like a regular lapel with a notch in it, or do you like something more fun, like a peak lapel? And if they want to see them at this point, that's when you just refer back to your logos. There's lots of ideas in there.
Again, I'm not sure. Most of my stuff's off the rack. I'm not sure the lapel they come with.
And then you can advise him, and you know, for him, anything would look good, but I like a regular lapel for him, because I like, he's broad-shouldered, so I would go with a regular lapel for him.
Okay.
That's what I would do. So I just advise him what I would think. And you know, if he doesn't like it, then we do something different next time, it's fine. Okay, so we're gonna do a regular lapel. Vent on the back, we have a couple of options for you. You can do a center vent, you can do a side vent, which is 2, and you can do no vent.
I like the center vent.
Okay, center vent it is. And if they choose and you don't disagree with them, because there are times when I disagree with them saying, I don't know, then just move on. Don't explain the differences. Don't get all crazy about it. Just go forward. Okay, so we're doing a center vent. Pocket-wise, we can do a couple different things. We can do no flap, we can do a flap, or we can do a patch pocket. On this
Yeah.
coat, because you're wearing it as a sport coat, but it's a little more upscale, and you're getting a vest with
So
it, I
Jennifer,
would probably go with one of these.
what if he said, what do you think?
I would just tell him.
I know, do it.
Oh, okay. What do you
That's
think?
me.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Most
go
of
to.
them do say that.
What do you think? Well, first I explain the differences. I explain that a center vent is in the middle, the side vent is on both sides, and when they sit down, it moves out. You can see a flash of the lining in there. Some guys love that, some guys don't. In the center vent, when they move, you don't really see the lining that much. Sometimes with the side vents, you can. With no vent, so here's the thing. The no vent, the difference is when you sit, it doesn't open that much. There are pleats in there to open a touch, but it's not enough that it's going to split for you on the back. So most of my guys go with these two. For a sport coat, what this fabric is, I would probably go center.
Sounds good.
So I just advise them on what I think. And you know, if I miss anything and anybody has any questions about this kind of stuff, just email me and I'll help you out. Okay, that's cool. I'm almost done. Okay, so we've got the trousers. We've already assumed flat front, cuff or no cuff.
Cuff.
Cuff. Okay, so we've done flat front, no cuff, or flat front with a cuff. With cuff. All right, now let's talk about lining on your jacket before we move anywhere else. On this one, because it's your first one, let's go nuts. I think you should get a fun fabric. I think you should do it. Let's do it. All my guys get fun fabrics now. All of them.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's do it.
$50
This,
upcharge.
this brown multi is great.
Oh,
You're a fun guy. I can tell you're a party animal. Yeah, I can see that. This is beautiful. You're gonna love it. Gonna love it. And for this one, would you like the distressed buttons? It's kind of cool with this fabric. Why don't we go with the distressed?
That doesn't.
And let's just do the brown. So now we've done another upcharge. Okay, so I've got the distressed buttons on it. Now the distressed buttons are also going to go on the pants. Now that I've got them on the jacket. Does that make sense? Okay, cool.
$10 upcharge.
Another upcharge.
We
But it's also
like that
better.
charge.
And of course, we're going to put working buttons on that suit because that's the mark of a high-end suit. It costs $25 extra, but I think that if you get it, you're doing yourself. Don't get it, you're doing yourself a disservice. It's so much
Absolutely.
nicer. Yeah, absolutely. I don't even give them a choice. I just tell them what they're getting. This is what you're having. So that's another $25 upcharge. So I just did $85 in upcharges on the suit, just like that. You know, when you're doing this kind of stuff, you just have to own it and gauge what the client likes and what he doesn't and feel them out, you know, see how it feels. Okay, for the vest, we're going to do the same lining, I assume?
Absolutely.
Okay, so on the back, it's going to be really cool when you take it off. It's going to have that paisley. So we're going to do the same thing. Okay, and we'll have the distressed buttons as well. Okay, I think that's about it for the suiting. Yep, we got the pants sorted, we're good to go. All right, before I go, I want to run through a couple of things with you about what we have off the rack. And I'm going to talk about how this works. With our off the rack stuff, we essentially bring everything to you, and I don't address this till the end of the appointment, depending on their time. But I do it at almost every one. I'm going to talk about the off the rack line. The way it works is whatever we order from here will come to your house in 2 or 3 days, or I can bring it to you and help you style with it. Usually that's what my clients do. They have it sent to me and I bring it to them when I bring them their first shirt, suit, whatever.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so it's a lot easier for the client. Then I'll help you decide sizing, that sort of stuff, colors. So let me show you what we have. We'll talk about a few holes in your wardrobe if there's anything missing, and if there's anything that you need to update. And the nice thing about this is it's returnable, so if there's something you don't like, that's fine, and we can just return it back. UPS, easy. I'll send you a shipping label, or I can do it for you. Whatever you is easier. I always make things very easy for the client on the off-the-rack stuff. I sell a lot of this. I had a $5,700 reorder in September. A lot of it was this. He bought every jacket to look at, every one. Yep. Okay, so then we're running through. How's your outerwear? Good?
Good.
Okay. Do you need anything for the winter? Because it's going to be pretty cold here this year.
I wouldn't mind having a casual jacket.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Why don't I send you 3 of the more casual jackets to try,
Okay.
and we'll see which one you like when it comes in. Usually my clients keep about 30% of the off-the-rack stuff we order. So you can only bank on keeping maybe one of those, so don't worry about the panic about the price when it comes in on your credit card. We'll get it all back for you, no worries. And then cashmere, do you like over sweaters?
I'm a cardigan guy.
Okay, I tell you what, I'm gonna send you a few cardigans to try too, and what we'll do is I'll have them sent to me and I'll bring them to you. Okay, a few cardigans are great, and pants. How's your casual pant and your jeans situation? How's your situation there?
Just a Levi's guy.
Okay, have you ever
Relaxed
tried
fit.
any premium denim?
No, I haven't.
Okay, let's definitely do that. Do you mind if I throw a couple of those in too?
Sure.
All right, cool. And then scarves and that sort of stuff. Do you need anything? How's your scarf situation? You're looking good because your outfit's gonna be great. You don't want to look like a slub with your scarf. You haven't? I'll bring in a couple to look at. That's cool. Ties too. I'll probably bring in one or two to match your outfit, and we can see. And
Oh, I
then,
like those bow ties.
aren't they nice? I do too. I do too. And then pocket squares. Do you wear a pocket square?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, we'll get you a couple of those too. And if they don't, you need to say, listen, do me one favor. Wear a pocket square the first 3 times you wear your sport coat. You'll get compliments, and you'll never go outside without a sport coat on without a pocket square in it again. They're all like, okay, I'll try it. So that's what I do. And then I run through everything else, the cufflinks, and then I get to the belts. The belts are a big one. I usually sell a belt in almost every appointment, because the price point is so vast. It's 80 something all the way up to 300, so there's something for everybody in there. And then I ask them the same question at the end of every appointment. So what's your sock situation? Do you need more socks? How's your socks looking these days?
Mostly white.
Yeah. Do you need some? Do you need some?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I need socks?
Okay.
Yes, I need socks.
And how many pairs do you think you need? 5, 10 pairs of socks, or
I
5
can
pairs
get
of
some
socks?
that match the suits and shirts.
Okay, I'll get you maybe 3 or 4 to match the suit, and a couple of black and brown pairs. Is that cool?
Sure.
All right, awesome.
What are these?
Those are collar stays.
I don't need them.
And then I missed one page. I'm out of time, so I didn't get to the last page, but that's about it. So
Thank
that's
you.
how I do an appointment. By the time I leave, they know everything of what we do.
Great. Thank you. Okay, while she cleans up,
Yes.
a couple of takeaways. I think Joyce might have some as well.
Yeah.
Good job, Tracy.
Thank you,
Let's see.
Right.
Lookbooks. That is, I believe it's key as well. Guys will flip through it, and you can see there's no expression, no emotion.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden their eyes get really big. You
Right.
just hit on something. So watch them when they're doing that. But use the lookbooks. By the way, what fabric were you using for the jacket?
We're using the new Pebble Gray Revenge.
Oh,
Pebble Gray Blue Deck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that suit would have been $950 plus the vest is what, 200-ish.
Mhm.
Plus the up charges of probably, I wrote it down as I was going. My up charges would have been 125, 35, 45, 55, about 155 an add-on on that suit, or on that shirt, jacket, and pant. Yeah.
Can I just add something?
Yes.
And then so later, what I like what you did is you did not sell a full suit, you did the pant, because then later next month, she's gonna try and give them the jacket out of that. and
Absolutely.
The pant out of that, why would you not, really?
Yeah.
$200, and now you get the pant to go with the vest
And
and
then
jacket.
once they get the suit, you tell them they need a second pair of pants. Pants wear out, jackets rarely do. So
Okay.
that's the other thing. Once they have a suit, if you have clients with suits out there, contact them right now and say, you know, I'm not sure if I got you a second pair of pants to match that jacket. You'll have a sale tomorrow. They'll be like, okay, because they wear out. They don't want their suit to disappear. They want their suit.
Okay, also too, another takeaway, I thought was great, always talking about the next appointment. That, I've never done that. I'm gonna start doing that. Okay. It should, now for myself, I never even talk about price. Men rarely ask,
No, they rarely ask.
rarely ever ask. If they ask, I just give them a general amount
Yeah,
plus tax.
yeah.
Yeah.
I only do it if they hesitate. I only do it if they hesitate. And when I asked him about the vest, he hesitated. And that's the only time that I ever do it. Otherwise, I don't. I didn't discuss the price on any of the off-the-rack stuff. If he hesitates and says, yeah, I don't know, then I'll say, here's the price point on it, just so you know. And that's the only time that I jump in with price point. Otherwise, I send them I bring everything into me. You've seen the picture, right, that I put with all the clothes laid out on my table. I bring it all to them. I have them try it on. Guys, this is one tip I want to add. Guys are terrible about clothing coming in